Technology news is going to be very strange this year, and I'm really looking forward to it. Hello players, welcome. This is where the party starts. Come on in, huddle together. There's plenty of space, I just prefer it that way. Welcome to Sexy Tech, I'm your tech jester, Buzz Stringer. My pants are off, the party has started. Yeah, you won't find another tech show like this one. There might be a reason for that. If you do, I want names. Now, I really want to hear your comments on this story, so don't hold back. Technology, you won't find it in nature, but it's all around us. And there's people on the internet who talk about it for a living. The titans of YouTube tech are having a tiny tantrum. Steve from Gamers Nexus, aka Tech Jesus, and Linus Sebastian from LTT, aka the Tech King, Tech Moses, leading us to the promised RGB? I don't know. Well, he had that microneedling done to keep his face all shiny, so maybe Tech Aphrodite? Anyway, the two of them aren't playing nice. Steve has been taking jabs at Linus for a very long time, but the screwdriver really hit the Noctua fan back in August of 2023 when Steve released a video calling out LTT for unethical and inaccurate practices on their videos. Linus responded and made LTT stop production and caused LTT to turn off the lights and go dark for a week, which wasn't easy because we all know the trouble Linus had with his GE switches. Linus promised to do better, most people were happy, I look forward to your comments, and we moved on. Well, Steve kept slipping jabs at Linus into his videos, like Linus would slip in this message from our sponsor. At the tail end of last year, Megalag did the whole honey thing, and if you haven't seen that, I mean, do you even YouTube, bro? And Steve jumped on that as well, calling out Linus for not doing more at the time, despite Gamers Nexus also not doing more at the time. Okay, Linus remained mostly quiet until Friday the 17th of January, 2025, in case you're watching this in the future. Which I don't expect. I'm surprised you're watching this now. Linus responded on Wanshow with a perfectly crafted, scripted, and somewhat passive-aggressive reply, hinting at legal action. The Wanshow TLDR is that Linus disagrees with Steve, he offered the olive branch, Linus isn't a journalist, and he told Steve to bring receipts for his claims. But in true internet fashion, no olive branch goes unburned. And just like your ADHD grandma who has the receipt for the Riggins gum she purchased in 1974, Steve dug through his purse and brought his receipts too, which were posted on his website, links are below. But Reddit, of course, wasn't happy with those, and Steve also said that he won't talk to Linus alone, only in group settings. Group settings is where the most fun happens. Yes, I made it about orgies. This show isn't for kids. And also that Jesus doesn't want any more friends. From the wording from both sides, it's possible that lawyers may have been involved somewhere regarding libel, defamation, and all that other bad stuff. But guys, come on, Linus, stop winding up Steve by offering to be his friend. You know that annoys him. And Steve, stop holding Linus to some arbitrary high standard that you have set for yourself. I like you both. You're both part of the reason that I do this. You hear that, guys? Now you know who to blame for this channel. You don't have to like each other, and that's okay. There's tech cubers I don't like, who drone on and on before eventually getting to the point. Surprisingly, that's not Gamers Nexus. I won't mention any names, but they have a panels app. Damn it. I look forward to your comments. But we've all said some stuff that we regret. I do that every week on this channel. We've all said some stuff we regret or should have kept to ourselves. But let's just do our own thing, and the audience will decide if it's good enough. That's why no one watches me. Look, trust me, bro. Personally, I never liked that. Some people did. Anyway, this feud doesn't need to happen. I don't care who started it. Both of you, go back to your $1 million studios and think about what you were doing. Your job is incredible. You get to share what you love with people who are willing to give you their time. Don't take up their time with this nonsense. You're the tech king and tech Jesus. I'm just your tech jester. I say words like penis and boobies. But do keep in mind that if you do the right thing or the wrong thing, it doesn't matter. I'm still going to be here making fun of it. And hopefully making people laugh, because that's my job. And it's incredible. Well, we got a bit serious there for a moment. Let's bring it back to some nonsense. Rockstar might snap a $100 price tag on GTA 6 at launch. Yeah, you heard that right. One Benjamin Franklin just to legally crash a car into a digital strip club and run over pedestrians in 4K. Well, hopefully 4K, it depends. And according to analysts, the gaming industry is low-key hoping that this becomes the norm. They're basically saying, let Rockstar set the stage and we'll follow like a bunch of NPCs programmed to walk into walls. GTA 6 is about to be a dick measuring contest of gaming prices. Now, before you start rage quitting reality, I did that a while ago, let's start with the obvious. Rockstar can charge $100 because they're Rockstar. These guys don't make games, they make cultural events. GTA 3 basically invented open world chaos, Vice City taught us how sexy neon was, San Andreas was a gym simulator and jetpacks, and GTA 5, well, that's still making more money than Apple Music and OnlyFans combined. OnlyFans? Yeah, I'm leaving it in. Doesn't matter. Also messed up that. Doesn't matter as well. Let's not act like Rockstar is some kind of gaming messiah. Yeah, the games are iconic, but let's not forget the digital hellhole that is shark cards. You drop $60 for the game, and before you know it, you're taking out a second mortgage just to afford a virtual yacht. If GTA 6 costs $100, you know those shark cards are coming back harder than herpes at spring break. You pay $60 for the game, now pay another $200 to flex on strangers with a gold-plated oppressor bike. Thanks, Rockstar. Truly revolutionary. Some industry analyst, you know, the kind of guy who thinks Excel spreadsheets are foreplay. Okay, that's me. But there's some other guy who also thinks that, says the price hike is necessary. It's explaining inflation like gamers haven't already been inflated out of rent, groceries, and basic happiness. $70 now is like paying $45 back in the PS2 era, is what he said. Really? Yeah, tell that to my bank account, which hasn't quite adjusted for inflation yet. Now, us gamers might grumble, but we're still going to preload GTA 6 and stay up till midnight like it's the PS2 launch because they're Rockstar and they've got us hooked. They're like the Pablo Escobar of open world chaos. If they're charging $100, they better be bringing the goods. Like I want NPCs with therapy sessions. I want realistic traffic jams where the AI flips you off. Hell, I want GTA VR where I can smell the urine in Florida's back alleys. But there is a chance that Rockstar pulls a Cyberpunk and drops an unfinished mess for $100. If that happens, oh, you better bet the internet is going to write harder than players who saw the ending of Mass Effect 3. Now, not every studio can pull this off. If Ubisoft tries to charge $100 for Assassin's Creed, nah. We're not paying for another map of feathers and tedious parkour. Or Activision demanding $100 for Call of Duty. Oh, you mean the game where I pay premium prices just to get teabagged by a 12-year-old who calls me? Yeah. Hard pass. But Rockstar's different. They're trendsetters. The industry sees them as the gaming equivalent of Beyonce. And when they drop something, the world stops. But remember, even Beyonce doesn't charge $100 for an album, so what's your excuse, Rockstar? Maybe Rockstar can get away with $100 because they spent decades building a reputation, even if it's padded by shark cards and broken controllers. But if every other studio tries to follow suit, get ready for an industry that's more out of touch than the Bethesda bug report. Rockstar, if you're watching this at $100 a pop, I better see shark cards banished and no online grifters for at least 6 months. Until then, I'm investing my $100 in something truly valuable, like V-Bucks. EA is next. EA Sports in particular is making the .com bubble look like a TikTok trend. Hey TikTok, remember that? RIP. EA stock just did the financial equivalent of a Battlefield launch. It plunged 19% in a single day, marking its worst performance since 1999. You know, back when Tamagotchis were cutting edge. That's right, EA just fumbled harder than a FIFA goalie coded by unpaid interns. What's behind this stock apocalypse? That's fun to say, stock apocalypse. Well, apparently their EA Sports FC franchise, formerly FIFA, didn't sell as well as expected. Shocking, right? Who could have predicted that taking the world's biggest football brand, or soccer brand, and slapping a bargain bin rebrand on it wouldn't tank sales? FIFA might be as corrupt as hell, but at least they're recognizable. EA Sports FC, that sounds like a Sunday League team sponsored by your uncle's vape shop. And then there's Dragon Age. EA was banking on this role-playing gem to carry us through the next financial year. But guess what? It managed to pull in 50% fewer players than expected. EA's live services revenue is also in the gutter, and for a company that's built its empire on microtransactions, this is like Rockstar suddenly losing shark card sales. It's DEFCON 1. And let's not forget that EA's bread and butter isn't the $70 game, it's the $700 Ultimate Team addiction cycle. That's where the real money is. It's selling you loot boxes disguised as player packs until your credit card eventually cries. To put this all into perspective, EA's last worst day was during the .com bubble, a simpler time when the biggest controversy was Sims nudity patches. But let's talk about that EA Sports FC rebrand again, because this is peak self-sabotage. They had one job. Don't screw with the FIFA name. And yeah, FIFA's a trash fire organization that probably launders money to Swiss bank accounts, but people know it. They know the name and trust it. Well, sort of trust it, but they know it. Okay, maybe trust is a strong word, but at least that doesn't sound like a knockoff mobile game that you'd see at 3 a.m. It'd be like McDonald's rebranding as global beef collective when wondering why no one wants a Big Mac anymore. EA thought they could make the name change work because, hey, the gameplay's still the same, right? Well, it turns out people will only tolerate a copy and paste game if it comes out with a name that they recognize. So what's next for EA? Well, they're betting on live services revenue bouncing back in 2025. But let's be honest, Ultimate Team addiction therapy groups might become a bigger business than microtransactions themselves. If they're going to claw their way out of this hole, they need to stop peddling rebrands, half-assed sequels, and make games that people actually want to play. I mean, that's a radical idea, I know. I look forward to your comments. It's the end of the show. Welcome to the end section of the show where we read some of your YouTube comments and I do shameless plugs. Like for Patreon, where there's an extra news story, early access things like the roast video, and if you're not up for that, there's Buy Me a Coffee as a digital tip jar. Basically, every form of internet begging that I can think of. Well, my workplace, where I pretend to be a normal person during the day, is closing down this year. So depending on how things go, you might see a lot more of me, or a lot less. The first comment on the last video was Toasted Meat. When did you get a 1.64K? Congrats. Yeah, I don't know where everyone is coming from, but it's awesome. And it's even gone up again, so thank you. Verde Higgins 3736. Holy fuck, you're at 2K. Good going. See, believe me, I'm just as shocked as everyone else. To the moon. Let's go. Rampala. Subscribe for the self-deprecating humor. That's as good a reason as any to subscribe. There's plenty more where that came from. Ray D17. Tech bros will do anything to make a buck. I agree. And it's shameful, completely shameful. Did I mention my Patreon? Okay, stay sexy and be excellent to each other. My boss told me to stop procrastinating today. I asked him to give me a minute.